Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1955 AN. Today's date is August 28th, 2019, and the title of the episode is The Central Bank is Making Itself Obsolete, and It Cannot Be Used in the New Economy. Now, before I get started, I wanted to talk about gold. If you've been watching the news lately, you'll have seen the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 launch. Those Saturn V rockets moved, and if you plotted their trajectory on a chart, it might look something like this. Except this isn't an Apollo launch. This is the price of gold since June. Noble Gold has been predicting the gold takeoff since last year. Call Noble Gold at 877-646-5347 and make sure to mention X22 Report to see if there are any promotions they're running for gold IRA rollovers. Call 877-646-5347 or hit the link below. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, we are watching the patriots around the world. They're making their move. And this is going to be one step at a time. It's not going to happen all at once. Just like when they dump the D-class, the FISA, and things like that, they're going to drip feed it. And we're going to see the same thing around the world, where countries start to come on board. The people start to wake up. And people start to join in and say, you know something? We don't want this economic system anymore. We don't want a central bank, a private Western central bank, telling us what we need to do economically, putting us into debt, controlling the people and the country. We're about to see everything change. Now, Boris Johnson, he just set up his own blocks. Brilliant move. He went ahead and he went to the Queen and said, listen, I would like to suspend Parliament until October 14th. He proposed this to the Queen, and guess what? She said, fine. I will suspend Parliament until the 14th. What does this mean? This means that he set up a roadblock for all those individuals that are trying to stop the BREXIT. He stopped Jeremy Corbyn and the rest. Katie Hopkins tweeted out the following: the age of the politician is over. We just need people who get things done. It's why America has Trump. It's why we have Boris. BREXIT is going to happen. Take a listen to what she says.
It is a great day for Britain. Boris Johnson has gone to see the Queen, not just for a cup of tea, but to ask if he can suspend Parliament, shut it down. And she has said, yes, you may, because I suspect Queenie is sick and tired of small boys who call themselves politicians who have failed to make a single decision for 3 years. So Parliament will shut down from the second week of September all the way through to the 14th of October. So what? So what if we prorogue Parliament? Great word, by the way. Well, so what? It means that all of the Remainiacs, all of those MPs who want to thwart the will of the people, the Green Party, the ginger dwarf from the north, Nicola Sturgeon, all of the pathetic idiots from the Lib Dems, they won't have time to stop Brexit. And you can imagine, they're up in arms about it. They don't know what to do. They're throwing their quinoa all over the place. They're ramming vegan sausages here and there to try and make themselves feel better.
And there you have it. She laid it out for everyone to hear. Boris Johnson is pivoting, maneuvering, blocking to get this Brexit deal done. And all the deep state players, the elite, the central bankers, they don't know what to do. Remember, their true colors are coming out. All these individuals that never wanted this to happen, they're being exposed. The central bank that said, we don't care, they're being exposed because now they're saying, we're not going to let this happen. This is what happens when the patriots take control. All the players that you believe are on your side, they're really not. Now, the mainstream media, deep state, the central bank, they're pushing their narrative of a recession. Remember, Trump controls the Fed. He's not going to come out and say, hey, listen, I can control the Fed, I can tell them what to do, and they're going to do exactly what I say. Remember, optics are very important. It has to look like the Fed is they're making these decisions independent of Trump. Even though Trump is out there continually pushing the Fed, they're having their meetings, they're looking at the data, and they're saying, hey, you know something? Maybe we should lower rates. And they went ahead and they did it. Optics are very, very important. Trump right now controls the economic narrative. The central bank, the deep state, the mainstream media, they're trying to figure out a way to combat all this. Remember, their plan was to bring the economy down before the 2020 election because impeachment failed. Everything else that they tried to do failed. They even had Dudley out there, which he completely exposed the central bank and all those people that are with him, where he was saying the Fed should use their power to make sure that Trump is not reelected. I mean, think about what he's saying right now. But there's a problem with all this. The people right now, they're looking at the economy, and confidence has gone up. They see the market. They see gold. They see unemployment. The market's going up. Gold is going up. Unemployment going down. GDP moving up. When you look at it statistically, it seems that there's no way a recession is actually going to hit. It looks completely impossible. Yes, I know the mainstream media is out there and they have all the financial pundits and the economists out there, but we know how this game is played. We know that the central bank establishment, they control the market. You can manipulate the statistics and you can keep this system moving along if you cut rates and add stimulus. They've been doing it for a very long time. And the mainstream media, the deep state, the central banks, they don't want Trump to get to that point because if he does, it's game over. Now, this is coming out of Bloomberg. Americans' view of the current economy is the highest in 19 years. Think about that for a second. The people in America right now view the economy as being the highest in 19 years. This recession narrative will not work. It's going to be a dead end. It doesn't matter how many financial pundits, how many people come out and tell you that there's going to be a recession. It is not going to happen. Not before the 2020 elections. Think about it. Go back in time. Remember when we had individuals out there telling us that the housing market was going to crash? Peter Schiff was out there saying, yes, we're going to have a credit freeze. And this was prior to 2008. Back then, the mainstream media said, impossible. It's never going to happen. The central bank, you're out of your mind. We're not forecasting any type of recession anytime soon. And they said it in the year that it actually happened. Why were they talking about the complete opposite of what Peter Schiff was talking about and many other individuals? Because they didn't want people to understand and to know what was really going on. Well, we're seeing the same exact thing, but it's in reverse. It's the opposite, I should say. Where now they're calling for a recession and they know that if the central bank continues with stimulus, they turn it back on, turn the spigots back on, and they cut the rates, they know that this is not going to happen. Remember, whatever they tell you, it is always the opposite. Now, Trump has been dealing with China, and all those people who allowed the U.S. to go down the path of no return, they're trying to direct Trump on how to deal with China. Remember, we're in a deep state central bank economy that they created. Trump is not looking to help the system. He's not looking to repair it or continue it. Trump is looking to reset the entire system and to remove everything the deep state, the central bank, has been doing. That's his mission. He tweeted out the following. So interesting to read and see all the free and interesting advice I'm getting on China from people who have tried to handle it before and failed miserably. In fact, they got taken to the cleaners. We are doing very well with China. This has never happened to them before. Trump is creating a new economic world, and everyone is trying to stop him. Remember, all those people that already created the deals with China, they were on a different path. They were on a different economic path. They don't want this to happen. This is why they're trying to get involved. He knows this. He understands what they're trying to do. He doesn't want their advice. He doesn't want to go down the same path because he's creating a new economy. Now, Trump is out there and he's continually letting the people know that the Fed, they're worthless. They're not in touch. They have no idea what they're doing, and that the Fed is going to be obsolete. Remember, he's pushing for a cut in interest rates and stimulus. Once the Fed does that, once the Fed does what he wants, the control belongs to the patriots. Why? Well, the stock markets will rise. Unemployment will fall. GDP will rise. The economy will look incredible statistically. All the recession talk will fade away. The central bank, the deep state, the mainstream media, they know this. They know once Trump gets what he wants, it's game over. The added benefit to all of this is that Trump is showing the world that the central bank is completely obsolete. We don't need them. We don't need them anymore. The central bank will not be able to function in the new economy. He tweeted out the following: "Our Federal Reserve cannot mentally keep up with the competition of other countries. At the G7 in France, all of the other leaders were giddy about how low interest rate costs have gone. Germany is actually getting paid to borrow money. 0 interest plus. No clue, Fed." Think about what he's saying here. 0 interest. They're getting paid to borrow money. He is on the path right now to make the Fed completely obsolete. Remember, the Fed, other central banks, their entire product is debt with interest attached, which creates the debt that you can't pay back. Removing the interest allows a government, a people, to function. He's showing everyone that we don't need the Fed. They're the cause of the problem. And he's going to continually do this. We're going to see this accelerate as we move forward. He's getting ready and he's preparing this entire economic system to move and shift away from the private Western Central Bank into a new economic system. And all those individuals that are trying to stop him, it's not going to work. He's gaining ground right now. Think about all the changes. Think about what he holds in his back pocket. The Jimmy Carter 1977 law, which will force companies back into this country. Remember, they were forced out by regulation. He's going to be forcing them back with regulation. Think about that for a sec. The patriots are in complete control of the economic system. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.